soda fountain in downtown Rockwood.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Rome Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Rome Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Rome Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Rome Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Rome Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Locker Room Chat. I'm John Williams and I'm flying solo right now. My co-workers, Mr. Matt Hagan, he is home with his father tonight. He's not feeling well, so we wish Mr. Hagan, hopefully he'll start feeling better. And also Chase Clem, he will be here shortly. I'm sure he has a good story to tell. I think he sent me a text and said he got pulled over. So hopefully he'll be rolling in here pretty soon. But welcome to the Locker Room Chat. It's our first show in a couple of weeks, so I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And hope you had the good holidays. I enjoyed being off myself. Spend time with the family is always good, and just enjoying a lot of college football, a lot of bowl games. We got a big one coming up on Monday night, the national championship game. LSU Tigers and the Clemson Tigers. So that's really going to be a really good game. Both teams undefeated, but it's just a lot going on right now in the world of sports. High school, college, and pro. So hope you call in tonight. Give me a call. The number there across the screen, 865-483-8112, or toll free, 866-412-8112. But we're glad you're joining us here tonight, and I'm glad to be back and get back in the saddle here and talk a little sports. I guess we'll start out with the high school. The big news in across high school football came down yesterday. The Central High School coach Bryson Rosser resigned at Central High School. He's led the Bobcats to back-to-back state championships the past 2 years, and I think the year before that they were state runner-ups. So Coach Rosser, no doubt, did a great job there at Central, and he will be definitely missed there at Bobcat Nation. And it'll be interesting to see who Central goes after to fill that position. I'm sure they'll have a lot of applicants, and probably a lot of good applicants for that position. It's not officially known where Coach Rosser heard today, unofficially, that his wife was offered a job up in the Boston area, a pretty prestigious job, and so I guess he thought he would take that. I know Coach Rosser, he's from that area, so I believe it's New Jersey area, so sort of up in the Northeast. So Coach Rosser moving back home, sort of close to home, so we congratulate him and his wife on landing a pretty good job. Coach Rosher, I'm sure he'll probably get back into coaching up in that area. I've heard that also that he would like to be a college coach one day, so it's a possibility he may move into the college ranks. But that's pretty big news there in the high school football in the area. Also, a local player I saw today in the Clinton Courier, Austin Elliott from Anderson County High School. He signed with Maryville College. So Austin Elliott from Anderson County will be continuing his education and his football career for the Maryville College Scots. So congratulations to Austin Elliott. He had an outstanding season for Anderson County. Led them in receptions and yardage, and also I believe he played a little bit in the secondary as well. So he was a key cog for the Mavericks, and also he played quite a bit last year as a junior for Coach Davey Gillum in Anderson County. So congratulations to Austin Elliott. Also some news in the high school sports. In the basketball, looks like we may have a call coming in. See if we can take this call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the locker room chat. Go ahead, caller. You're on the locker room chat. Anyway, the call's trying to get it to come in here.
Hey.
All right, caller. Welcome to the show. Who's calling?
Anthony.
Is this Anthony Hinkle?
Duh.
Okay.
How do you think we did last night?
Who's that?
Clinton?
Clinton High School basketball?
Yep.
Well, I thought the girls played really well. They defeated Halls last night. Lady Dragons scored 90 points. I think the score was 90 to 70, I believe, Lady Dragons. So Coach Alicia Phillips, Lady Dragons, and improving to 3-2 in the district. That's twice now they've gone over 90 points. So that's pretty good. And on the boys' side, the boys were fortunate to win last night. They went into Halls. They led early, led at halftime, and it's been the case for the Dragons this season. They have lost the lead, and Halls come back to take a 4-point lead in the fourth quarter against the Dragons before Clinton was able to rally behind Jackson Garner and Evan Winchester to I guess you can say force overtime. Clinton had the ball there late. Ended up a jump ball violation. Halls got possession, held for the last shot, and the Halls player had a real good look from the corner as the clock was winding down, and the shot, luckily for Clinton, he missed. And the Dragons are able to go into overtime, and they outscored Halls 10-0 in overtime to win 66-56. But that's Clinton's third game for the boys in overtime this year in the district. They've won 2 of those. They won at Carnes, and they won at Halls last night, and they also lost to Powell in overtime earlier in the season. Anthony, how did you think the Dragons looked last night?
I was getting nervous. I really was. I thought we was going to lose that. And Scott Winchester he was getting mad last night.
Was he getting upset at his son, or is he getting upset at the team, or just
at the team?
At the team, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Clinton's a senior-laden team. Halls is picked to be down in the lower division of the district. Halls now, I think 3-8 overall. They're 0-4 in the district. So it's surprising. I thought Clinton would go in and handle Halls much easier than that, but they got the win. That's all that matters. But if they would have lost that one, that would have been a big loss in the district.
You think we're gonna beat Campbell County?
The Dragons play Campbell County Friday night. I think Clinton should handle Campbell County on the boys' side. Campbell County coming into the Donnie Dome to play the Dragons. On the Lady Dragons, that'll be a big game with the Campbell County Lady Cougars. I think Clinton now is in the district. Clinton's 3-2. Girls are, and Campbell County's 2-2. Campbell County lost a good class, so the Skylar Boshears and that group, that was a really outstanding class, Campbell County, but they're 9-8 right now overall, so Campbell County's girls are, a pretty decent team. That'll be a big test for the Lady Dragons this Friday night. It's a game I think they need to win in order to move up in the district standings. You want to finish up in that top 4. Oak Ridge and Powell's at the top right now. Also, you have Central. They're at 3-1 in the district. So it's a big game for Lady Dragons.
And Saturday, are we going to Morristown West?
Oh yeah, the Dragons play Morristown West Saturday. I think girls and boys. So that's a possibility. My Vikings play Saturday afternoon, 4:45. So I got a dilemma. On that. So it's up in the air. I'll be making the trip to Hamlin County.
Let me know.
Well, we're going to take our first break. I appreciate you calling, Anthony. What do you think about the Tennessee Titans beating New England?
I'm glad about that.
You're not a Tom Brady?
I really was glad.
You're not a Tom Brady fan?
No, I'm not.
Well, I believe you're not alone in that. I think a lot of people wanted New England to lose that, but I appreciate you calling in, Anthony, and we're going to take our first break, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, and we're going to take our first break.
Bye.
You're watching the Locker Room Chat, and we'll be back here shortly.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Rome Metals will treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 110,000 participants here in Tennessee who take part in high school sports.
At Earl Duff Subaru, our reputation has been built on taking care of customers. We're Tennessee's only 8-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. This year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. This means you can be sure you'll have an excellent experience when you visit our store and be proud you're dealing with a company that gives back to local causes. Read our online reviews, then come to Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
Bring us back.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Chat. I'm Chase Clem alongside John Sleepy Williams. You know, apparently, Sleepy, it's frowned upon to drive with one headlight in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that'll get you pulled over sometimes. Sometimes it might make it, but
I don't know. But
is that what it was?
It's what it was, but you know, hey, I'm just doing his job. Shout out to the city of Rockwood.
So
I didn't even make it out of the town. But we're back. Did you have a good holiday, good New Year?
Yes, I did. Really good. Spent time with the family and friends, and went up to D.C. Went with the Clinton basketball team.
Really?
They played up in North Point, Maryland.
Okay.
Andy Shattuck is athletic director there. He used to be head coach at Clinton football from 2004 to 2010. And he invited the Clinton boys up to play, so they played a couple games there.
Compete?
Yeah, they competed. Didn't win, but they competed, played some pretty tough competition.
I'd say, was it a different level almost where that basketball's played, or was it a bigger classification, or just two good basketball teams they played?
Yeah, I'm not sure. One of them was a private school. We played them first night, Archbishop Spalding, and we led by 1 in the third quarter. Then, before you know it, we was down 18.
I've seen those games before.
We got it down to 8 in the game. And then the next morning we played, we were up by 11 in the second quarter and just went cold in the second half, and they come back and beat us by 10. But I thought that was a game we could have won. But then it was a good experience for the kids. You know, I'm sure.
They get to travel, do some sightseeing.
Travel and bond. You know, the Saturday we went to the D.C. area right there, Lincoln Memorial, and just right there. You know, it was a surreal moment, and we spent about 4 or 5 hours there. So that was really fun. It was beautiful weather that day. It was about in the mid-60s there in D.C., and you can't beat that. And then that night, the boys got to go check out an NBA game. The Wizards and the Knicks played. And
did you meet with the president or anything? Were those reports true?
No, I seen the White House, but
that's CNN. Dang them.
But I got to meet Walt Frazier.
Okay.
He was the boys. Coach Locker got set it up to where they could go on the floor before the game, sort of form like a fan tunnel.
Okay, cool.
And I was a Knicks fan. I'm still a Knicks fan, and Frazier's one of my favorite. But Frazier's one of my favorite player growing up. And I told him that, and you know, when I'm gonna get my picture made. So well, I told him, I said, you wore number 14, and he looked at me funny, and I said, I don't know if he's gonna give me a picture or not, but he did. And then I got back to the hotel, and I looked him up, and he wore number 10. So that's why he was looking at me funny.
That's okay. That's okay. You mentioned a private school. Speaking of private schools, Knox Catholic's playing IMG here in a couple of weeks. That's a big-time game. I saw on Twitter tickets are going to be on sale at the door, $20. Only hold 1,500 people, so that's going to be a high-demand ball game. I think there's roughly 10 Division I basketball players going to be playing in that game, along with a Tennessee commit and a Tennessee recruit. So that's something to look forward to.
When is that date?
I have to look it up, but I think it's in the next few weeks.
I'd heard about something about that, but I'd forgotten. I'm glad you brought that back up. Who's Tennessee commit? One of them playing.
I'd have to. We need Big Hagan here to give us all of our recruiting.
That's all right, but yeah, it's be like high school basketball. I love it, but you have to probably get a ticket.
Wait in line.
They going to sell them early?
No.
They sell them at the day of.
Tennessee picked up a big win last night against Missouri, and former coach Conzo Martin. We got our who's our player we just picked up from after Christmas? Vescovi.
Yeah, Santiago Vescovi. Yeah.
Santiago's beast.
Oh yeah, he couldn't came in at a better time, with the Turner going out with the shoulder surgery, and it's crazy. Coach Barnes, I was reading, he never even saw him play. I'm sure he saw some film of him, but not in person. And he shows up in practice, and he's just amazed by him, and had pretty much no choice. I mean, Tennessee is needing help at point guard.
He played 30 minutes his first game.
Yeah, and 18 points, and
had 9 turnovers, so we're gonna have to work on that a little bit. But
turnovers, but I think he's just 17 years old. He's really gonna help Tennessee. I don't know. That's a good win on the road at Missouri. The Missouri picked sort of down lower in the SEC, but anytime you can win on the road to get a win, the Vols.
The wins are going to be hard to come by, especially in the SEC this season.
Yeah, it's the way we started out, we were ranked in the top 20, but we went on a losing streak here. Lost to Memphis, and sort of since then it's been downhill, except for last night. But I think Tennessee, they got a chance. They could be on that bubble, going into the SEC tournament.
Need to have a good run in the tournament to probably be able to get into the NCAA tournament. But a good class coming in next year. Should have a lot of talent coming in next season.
And Vescovi add him to that mix.
And Euros will be eligible by then.
Yeah.
So we'll have everybody from everywhere eligible to play.
Yeah, we got a lot to look forward to next season for UT basketball. So football as well, I think.
Football as well. T. Martin staying put. He was recruited by Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss to be their offensive coordinator, probably in title only. That probably would have been Kiffin calling most of the plays. But
was that officially?
I believe so. Yes.
I'd heard some talk of that, but
so he's staying put. We might have a Georgia Bulldog in the transfer portal, Mr. Cade Mays.
Right.
So it would be good to get him over here. Funny is, did you read the article where his dad suing the university for he got his pinky chopped off while he was on a recruiting visit? Did you see that? They were at a dinner event.
Kevin Mays?
Yes. They were at a dinner event, and he got squished in between the chair and the wall, and the chair folded up and cut his pinky finger, half of it off.
Wow.
So that was floating around Twitter today, along with the news that Cade was in the transfer portal.
Yeah, of course, Cade's brother Cooper's coming in, be a freshman next year. So yeah, that's great. That's Georgia took
some hits.
Yeah, Fromm. I noticed he announced he's going pro.
Fromm's going pro. Sam Pittman's gone. They've got a handful of linemen that are entering the draft. Cade Mays coming back to Tennessee.
The running back Swift. I think he's going too. I saw. So the Big Orange. We might be, if we can beat Florida.
Ooh, you never know.
We might win the East.
We'll have to get Brian back in here to talk some football with us, and he always gets on me about my sheepish Vol record picks, but
definitely trending upward to Tennessee.
Trending upward. Had a big bowl win at the end of to end the season. And I think I gave up on them 3 or 4 times during that game.
Yes, and, it looked bleak there a little bit, but they did what they had to do. They were down to their last straw pretty much, and they scored And that onside kick,
that was a good play call. It worked out really well.
Nobody expected that, did they?
No, I didn't. I know I didn't. But you did notice they were quick on Garantano. You know, he started doing poorly and they jerked. Now, granted, it was only for a series, but they jerked him right out of there like they did early in the year.
Yeah. I thought they was going to leave him out, but they talked like they said he was just letting him calm down. Just going to do one series. I don't know if Maurer, you know, he come in. He should
have thrown him maybe an interception or two.
He's a gunslinger, so he come in throwing it and led us to a field goal.
That's when
and that was it. But
that's when the fan went viral. Did you see that? Where he was in the stands yelling and carrying on, had the big beard, big guy. He went viral. He was just chewing out everybody.
I did see that.
Listen,
yeah.
And that made its rounds around Sports Talk and Twitter and Facebook, and I think we've all been at that point, maybe multiple times during the football year. But Sleva, you've got some all-state list, Tennessee High School Football Coaches Association. Do you want to highlight some of the players from this area that may be on those teams?
Yes, we got some highlighted here. This is the 2019 Single A Tennessee High School Football Coaches Association All-State team. So congratulations to these young men. From Cofield, offensive lineman Dylan Stewart was selected. Also some other players locally, not in our viewing area. Well, they're on the screen. Class 1A team, Bailey Russell, Oliver Springs, Dylan Stewart, as I mentioned, linebacker Daniel Shar from Cofield, defensive back Trey Boswell, Oliver Springs, and the punter from Oliver Springs, Fisher Ely. So congratulations, those young men.
Morgan County heavily represented in Class 1A. So a shout out to all those guys that were selected.
Also, some other players not in the viewing area. The quarterback for Greenback, Braden Carnes, he was one of 4 quarterbacks selected. Also, wide receiver Holden Willis and his teammate Duke Stinnett there at Greenback as well. Is Willis, you've heard where he's landing? Is he still Virginia?
I'm not sure. I know he got offered a preferred walk-on at Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll have to do some digging. I don't know if he's made a decision yet.
Another player from Greenback, Darrell Bailey. I think he's Virginia Tech bound. He's from Greenback, defensive lineman. So, you got 3 players there from Oliver Springs represented and 2 from Cofield.
That's pretty good.
And that's good.
They're just miles apart from each other.
Right, and they both had really good seasons. Went into the playoffs at least a couple rounds.
Made it a few rounds.
Boswell, he made it as a defensive back. He's also pretty outstanding running back
as well.
And Daniel Shar, I believe he led Cofield in tackles, and the Russell kid, Bailey Russell at Oliver Springs, he led them in tackles. He got voted on as an athlete, so Bailey can go both ways. I think he ran the ball, caught some passes, plus he played a linebacker. So
all-around good player. Who do we have in 2A?
2A, we have Sailor Jones, outstanding name, right there from Wartburg, and 2 players from Oneida.
Hunter Barnhart and Colby Morgan.
Colby Morgan, the punter. And locally, in 2A, quarterback Aaron Swafford from Meigs County, Will Meadows from Meigs County, Malachi Hayden, Meigs County, Levi Myers from South Green. So congratulations, Ode. And also a kicker from Cosby, Eduardo Gonzalez, selected All-State. This is the Tennessee High School Football Coaches All-State team. So, but there are 2 from Oneida and Wartburg. Sailor Jones, I remember Sailor this season during the year. He was selected as an athlete. So I know he got a Player of the Week 1 week in Tennessee, Prep Extra. So,
well, definitely congratulations to those guys in 2A, and we'll move on to 3A. And this is the Tennessee High School Football Coaches Association All-State team. And 3A defensive lineman Trey Scholes from Kingston. He was selected on the defensive side, also contributed heavily on the offensive side as well during the season. Sleepy, were there any other 3As that we needed to mention before that weren't as local as?
That's the only local kid in our viewing area. We got a few surrounding area. Quarterback from Loudon, Keaton Herrig, selected, and then also from Loudon, offensive lineman Tyler Whitfield and athlete Drew Jackson. And we got a slew from Alcoa.
That's a shocker.
For the Tornadoes, offensive lineman Braxton Alford and Eli Mitchell. Also, defensive lineman Gray Carroll and linebacker Cam Burden also selected to the All-State team. And from Austin East, Isaiah Ligon and Trey Foster, can't forget him as well, one of the quarterbacks from Austin East selected.
So let's take a look back now at 4A again. In 4A, a defensive lineman from Anderson County, Mr. Hagan's Mavericks,
Yes,
Mr. Stone Cummings. So congratulations to him in the local area on making the 4A All-State defensive team.
Yeah, Stone is just a junior, so he's back next year. He's an impressive young man. He's really strong, and Coach Gillum getting him back next year. Also, the punter, I saw one of the Daniel Bethel was selected as well as the All-State team. Tennessee Sports Writers Association. This is the high school coaches we're talking about. But on the sports writer side, Daniel Bethel of Anderson County, a junior, he got selected.
I also think
he also kicks field goals, and he's an outstanding kicker. So
I also think in another poll, Nate Brackett, the Rockwood quarterback, made it. It might not have been on the coaches poll, but I think he made one as a defensive back. So I was trying to find which list that was he made. We want to be sure to give him a shout out too.
It's probably the sports writers. So I've got the 6 through 4A, but I don't have the classes 3, 2, 1. So
I about need a magnifying glass to read that.
Yeah, but the sports writers next week. So Brackett got it. Has he get it as a defensive back? You said, or
yes, sir.
So congratulations to him.
Now let's take a quick look at 5A as well. Linebacker Jacob Adams, Oak Ridge Wildcats. Sleepy. Finally, we get some Wildcats representing on here. So congratulations to Jacob.
Right, I didn't see him on the sports writers, but he made the coaches. I was wondering where he was at, but congratulations to Adams. He had a big year for Coach Gaddis Wildcats. Also in 5A, just in our around the area in our district, quarterback Dakota Farver from Knox Central, quarterback Walker Trusley from Powell. So 2 quarterbacks right there. Also from Central, Tyler Bost, and a wide receiver from Knoxville West, Omarion Wright. He was really outstanding. I was really impressed with him this year. He's a little speedy wide receiver, also returns kicks. He made it as a wide receiver. On the defensive side, from Knox West, Tyrese Edwards and Drew Francis, 2 special players there for West. I know they decommitted from Arkansas. I think they have
recommitted.
So
they probably decommitted after what's his name was fired, before Pittman was hired.
Well, yeah, Pittman come in. I I heard a little thing. He didn't really show him a lot of love, you know. And
I think I heard that too. Kind of, they weren't his guys, so he didn't much.
Yeah.
He wasn't, I don't think, happy about honoring their commitments and their scholarships. So they chose to decommit. So we hope they land somewhere really good and maybe run into them one day on the playing field.
Yeah, you know, Coach, Jeff Francis, his son is Drew Francis, a former quarterback, Tennessee, Jeff Francis. But two really fine players right there. I hope they can land. They never know, they might end up at Tennessee.
Hey, you never know.
But also, locally in the district, defensive lineman Unique Valentine and Colton Webb of Powell, Valentine from Central, and Caleb Fortner from Central, and from Knox Halls, a defensive back, Jake Paris. He also a good running back too for Halls.
And then we've got a few. Do we have 6A? That's okay. Sleepy's got it right here, and this is our last few we're going to call off in 6A.
Yeah, in 6A, an athlete, Javin Burke, Bradley Central.
And that's about them.
Also, you run down, you know, Cade Chambers from Maryville, the quarterback. Also from Farragut, Gavin Wilkinson. Jalen Hunt from Minden County, running back. Another one from Maryville, Parker McGill. And I'm sure
A.J. Davis from Maryville.
A.J. Davis from Maryville. And I'm looking for running back coming in for Tennessee next year. Is he not on here?
Surely he wasn't slotted.
Right.
I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Right. I don't see him on here. But
But those are our Those are our Tennessee High School Football Coaches Association All-State teams. That's just, like I said, that's just one of the lists that we're going to cover, or that we cover tonight. There's a lot of, maybe 2 or 3 more out there. So congratulations to all those players that hard work paid off and were selected to those All-State teams.
Cobb's his name, ain't it? His name Cobb?
Sure.
At Maryville?
Yeah.
Isaiah?
Maybe.
I think.
I can't remember.
So somebody call in and fill us in on that.
They'll probably correct us. Sleepy, you got on your Vikings hat. I'm sure you're pleased with Mr. Cousins and his performance last week. You do, in fact, like that, correct?
I like that.
But a lot going on in the NFL last weekend, some big games coming up this weekend. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll maybe break down some of those games, talk about who we think is going to win or perform well. Our phone lines are open, 865-483-8112. We'll take a quick break, and we will be right back.
At Earl F. Subaru, our reputation has been built on taking care of customers. We're Tennessee's only 8-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. This year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. This means you can be sure you'll have an excellent experience when you visit our store and be proud you're dealing with a company that gives back to local causes. Read our online reviews, then come to Earl F. Subaru in Harriman.
Take I-40 to exit 347 in Harriman, or check all our specials at duffsubaru.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Really? Again? Hey, if I had automotive style suspension like the new Simplicity, plus a free floating mower deck for the best cut, I'd be all that too.
Well.
And if I had the expertise and advice of his Simplicity dealer, maybe he'd look forward to hanging out with me.
You don't have a Simplicity dealership.
Good point. Huh.
Yeah.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Chat. Quick reminder, if you haven't already bought your tickets and are in the Rockwood area, the Rockwood High School Football Awards Night will be held tomorrow night, January the 9th at 6 p.m. in the First Baptist Church Life Center in Rockwood. Pat Cooley, local attorney and former Rockwood High School athlete, will be the guest speaker for this event. Tickets will be $10 at the door and can be purchased in the front office of the school or from a cheerleader or Rotary member. For more information, call Ed Grief, 865-354-9857. Sleepy, we were talking about this on my way up here, and the community of Rockwood lost one of its biggest supporters, one of the show's biggest viewers and callers, Mr. Maurice Grief. He was 95 years old, went peacefully. I mean, and just passed away. So a big Rockwood fan, he was the voice of the Tigers for 57 years. So people were trying to think back to who did it before Mark. Well, nobody knows because he did it for 57 years. I mean, that's a lifetime for some people. And so he was just a big community man. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Ed Grief and the Grief family. They've had services and everything. So we wish Ed and their family well, and Rockwood football won't ever be the same.
Right, that's a big loss for the Rockwood community, and Maurice, I heard him call in for years, with Ron and David, and he'd call in, and, he even called us,
Not too long ago.
Right, and saw him on the sports this year. He was there. They interviewed him, Channel 7, I think Matt set that up.
Yeah, so, they did a big thing on the news at the Rockwood Harriman game. So
and I guess that's when I first saw him on the news and put a face with his voice. But, I'll do a little PA, and, I can't imagine doing it 57 years, but.
That's dedication.
Yeah, I'm sure I've been to some Rockwood games. I know I've heard him
You've
then.
Probably heard him.
Yeah. But it's sad to hear, and we'll really miss him.
We will. Something else on a brighter note that we need to highlight, Miss Emily Kaywood, a senior at Midway High School, a Tennessee Wesleyan college commit, scored her 1,000th point. I think it was last night during a game against Greenback. So congratulations to Miss Emily Kaywood. We know your future is bright. We know your family's proud of you. The same night, her brother, who plays at Milligan, scored 29 points. So she thought he was trying to steal her spotlight, and he made sure to tell her that he scored 29 points and she scored 1,000. So the spotlight was all on her. So congratulations to Emily once again, and good luck into your future.
So she's a Tennessee Wesleyan commit?
Tennessee Wesleyan, the Bulldogs, I think.
I've been there once. It's an old gym, it's an old school there. They're in Athens, but it's unique. It's definitely special to play there. There's been a lot of athletes play there.
It is. Let's take a quick call. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes. Have we talked about the Tennessee Titans yet tonight?
Well, we were just about to transition into that. Won't you start us off? They got really lucky and squeaked a win out against the GOAT last week. I don't think they can do it this week against Baltimore.
Lucky is the wrong word you use there. They traveled to Foxborough. Few teams have done what the Titans did this past Saturday. Traveled to Foxborough. The real GOAT, Derrick Henry, ended the dynasty. It's over. Belichick, washed up. Tom Brady, he's going to play for the Chargers next year. He's done. My Tennessee Titans are going to go to Baltimore Saturday, cover the spread, 9.5, easy money, bet the mortgage, and be one win away from the Super Bowl.
Now, you think they're going to cover? Are you going to bet the money line too?
Oh, of course. A scared money don't make money.
So you're going to take the Titans and the points, Titans and the money line, Derrick Henry and the over for yards rush.
Oh, over 150.
So you're going to parlay it too?
Possibly in the first half. And of course you parlay.
What's the strategy on stopping Lamar Jackson?
Well, he's pretty much a running back there, so if you just make him throw it, game over.
I think the Titans, they match up well. They're a physical team. They can run it, like you say. Derrick Henry, they can get him going downhill and shorten that game. And Tannehill, he's been on fire, man. He's just been so accurate. I think the top-rated passer since he's took over with the Titans there at mid-season.
It's going to be cold in Baltimore Saturday night, and it reminds me of when Bryant Bear Allen used to line up for the Rockwood Tigers back in those November games. I mean, no one wants to get in front of him.
That's incredible.
6'4", 250 coming at you. I mean, easy money. Mike Vrabel, contract extension after this year.
Are the Titans going to pay Tannehill, or are they going to let him? Are they going to franchise him? What are they going to do? Are they going to commit to a quarterback?
3-year deal, probably in the $80 to $90 million range. Right now, I'm all for it. If you call me next October, maybe November, I'll probably be ready to kill the guy. I mean, I can't say that.
You can't say. There's millions of people watching.
Sorry, Mom, if you're listening, which I know you are.
Dang.
They'd be crazy not to re-sign him. If he can keep him healthy, I know he's had some injury problems over the years, but he's really looked good.
He's a new man. He's found the Lord in Nashville.
That's why I hang my hat in Tennessee, is what they say.
What a good man once said that.
Dang. Well, any other good advice before you hop off here about the Titans, about their end of the season next Saturday, or what do you think?
Today is a great day in Titans history. 20 years ago today, some call it a forward pass. Some call it Jeff Fisher's the best moment he had as a Titan, because he never lost the Super Bowl. That's for dang sure. Everyone just erased that from their memory. He wasn't a yard short.
No.
Today, the Nashville Miracle.
Music City Miracle.
The wide check to Dyson, streaking down the sidelines.
No flags on the field.
Day it was.
All right, caller. Hey, we appreciate you calling in. Go Titans, and
most importantly, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that much either.
That's Monday night.
Yeah.
Are the LSU Tigers going to roll the Clemson Tigers? What do you think?
No, they're not going to roll them. They may win, but it's going to be a battle.
Is that who you got winning?
I've got LSU winning. I think Clemson could definitely
give them a ball game.
Pull off the upset. Clemson's the defending champions. They're undefeated.
No respect, as Dabo would say.
No respect. Had a big comeback against Ohio State. Looked like the Buckeyes had them down. I was glad to see Clemson come back and win that.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to get beat worse in that game, Clemson or Ohio State. So I'm glad. I was glad with the outcome.
Yeah, right. No love lost there.
No love lost. Well, Sleepy, you've got some rankings to go over, and if we have time, maybe we'll make some picks on the NFL games.
Okay, I got a little high school basketball. It is basketball time in East Tennessee, and I got the district standings here. I'll just we'll look at starting out with Class A and District 3, Region 2. Harriman and Oneida both 6-0 in the district. The Blue Devils defeating Oliver Springs last night, 77-47. They are 9-5 overall. So Harriman looks like they're the team to beat. Them and Oneida, as I mentioned, tied. Wartburg's 4-2, Sunbright 4-3, Rockwood 3-3, and Cofield, Brad Jones. Try to get him, bring these boys on the show.
He said not
tonight.
yet.
He said not yet. He said they're not ready.
They're not ready for cable television.
They're like that block of cheese, and it's not
Yeah.
matured yet. But them and Oliver Springs and Midway have won one game in the district, and Oakdale's sitting there at 2-4. So over on the girls' side of the Class A, Oneida girls are leading. They are 6-0 and ranked number 10
in the state.
Not Oneida.
Surprised.
Oneida Indians. Wartburg's right behind them at 5-1. They are 10-3 overall. Oliver Springs girls 4-2. Sunbright 4-3. Harriman 3-3. Cofield 3-4. Midway 2-4. Oakdale 1-5, and Rockwood Lady Tigers 0-6. Coach Gambrell will have to.
We're gonna have to get on Gambrell. He'll have to get with it.
You'll have to pick it up. They did have a win though this year, so that's better than last year.
Uh-oh.
We got a call coming in.
Is that a caller? Let's take this call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing tonight?
How's it going?
Buddy, I happened to tune in at the right time. This is Matt Stilton from Oneida, and I saw y'all on Facebook and start talking about high school basketball, and my ears perked up. And I thought, screw Facebook Live. I'm just going to call in and talk to y'all on the air, man.
That's true. Oneida's got a solid team, men and women.
I'll tell you what, if the game Tuesday night at Harriman, if there's anybody in the Roane County area that wants to see a good boys basketball game, Oneida and Harriman will be a good basketball game. That's for the top seed in the district. Both teams are 6-0 in district play, or one may be 5-0 and the other 6-0. Two really good ball clubs, very diverse. Oneida's got a three-headed monster. Girls, we went to the state tournament last year up here in Oneida. I don't remember going to go back this year. 14 or 15 years ago, we picked one a year early. Didn't get back the next year when everybody expected it. We've got 5 starters back, 6 or 7 of our top 9 girls, but, Oliver Springs, Michelle Christopher, Jason Davis at Wartburg, Tellico Plains, and then the other teams in the sub-state, they're going to have a lot to say about that. You just don't show up.
You just can't show up and
Hey,
win.
we're Oneida, or, hey, you're Harriman, or hey, we're Wartburg, you're going to win the ball game.
So is Oneida at Harriman next Tuesday?
Yes, that'll be Tuesday night. Boys play at 8 o'clock, at 6:30, 8 o'clock. The girls' game can be decent. Coach Davis down there is doing a fairly good job. They're competing for 4th or 5th place in the district to host a district tournament game with Sunbright, Cofield, Midway, all of those programs. They're not in the top 3 echelon yet, but from last year to this year, Harriman girls have come a long way. And, like always, Harriman boys, Oneida boys, the winner of that game will have an inside track to the number 1 seed. And that number 1 seed this year in boys and then girls means everything because there's so much distance between the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place teams and everybody else.
Now, how will that boys game stack up? I know Harriman likes to run, and if they get to running, they'll try to run you out of the gym. But I know Oneida's a solid team as well. So how do those two teams differ, I guess, on their style of play?
Oneida likes a half-court set. They'll get up on you man-to-man. They'll play Wartburg got us out of our style. Wartburg likes to man and run.
we got down to 16 points before we finally buckled down and got back to doing what we do best, and that's play a half-court type offense, work to the big man, the Yancey kid inside. We've got the Morgan boy. We've got a Bowen boy. Bowen's playing point guard this year. But everything we got, we do better when we go inside out. We work it into Yancey. He kicks it out to Morgan to shoot. Morgan can drive. If we get into a running game and we get the track shoes out, Herman will probably have the inside track.
Is that the same Morgan that made All-State in football for Oneida?
Yes, that would be one and the same. He's a really good basketball player. Now that he's back in basketball shape, he's been the leading scorer. We played Scott High the other night. He and the Morrow kids from Scott each had about 30 points. Morgan had 40 points the other night in the Christmas tournament in basically 2 quarters and 2 or 3 minutes of action. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, high school kids are.
The caller, speaking of Scott High, I saw where they're 15-0 and ranked number 5 in AA. So Coach Laverdier there, Scott, has got a team, looks like.
Coach Jeffers now, but yeah, he's got a good team going on. Laverdier's back at maybe Anderson County or over Union County way.
Oh, okay.
Took a job over there last year, but we got Coach Jordan Jeffers back at home. They got a sophomore, Trey Morrow. They've got a senior, Logan Goodman. They've got a very good supporting cast. I know that Alcoa's got the football players back now playing basketball. Fulton's always good. Jody Wright over there. Those guys play for the state every year. Austin East appears to be a little down this year. Scott split with them last year. Looking forward to seeing what the district schedule holds here coming up. I know next week Scott may play one of those schools, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. Scott just keeps winning ball games. They keep finding ways to win night in, night out. They had Kingston down by 20 points in the fourth quarter. Kingston comes back, and then tomorrow, boy, hits a shot at the buzzer to win it. So, Kingston's got a good ball team for AA. They've got some good ball players down there. They're going to make some noise. Just because Austin East or Fulton and Alcoa is a district favorite don't mean that teams like Scott and Kingston won't make noise.
That's true. Well, hey, Mr. Stilton, we appreciate you calling in. We're up against it, so we're going to have to get off here real quick. But call us back next Wednesday, and we'll talk some more.
Yeah, call us back.
All right, sounds good, fellas. Now that I realize y'all are still on the air, I'll be calling back in more frequently. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Thank you. Sleepy, real quick. Some football games. Give me your picks. Vikings, 49ers.
Go Vikings.
Oh, goodness. Titans, Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh, God. Texas, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
And Seahawks and Packers.
Seahawks.
You got to go with Marshawn Lynch. This has been the Locker Room Chat. I'm Chase Clem. He's John Sleepy Williams. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for joining us.
Go.
Go Titans. Tighten up.
Go.